Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So, Pisces, we're going to look at your current and your future archetypal energies. So something interesting. Before I get into everything I'm going to say, the really interesting split because I'm going to be using, this is my, I think a Dog Wisdom Tarot or Oracle deck. And the split was fascinating. It's like it caught my eye as I was doing the split. And it was knowledge and frustration, which were really there's just these key words in these cards. Oh, that's interesting. And I stopped and I looked at them. Knowledge was just staring right at the camera. And in frustration, he had his head resting on the floor looking. And then I put them together and then I split again and I got frustration and rest. And both of them were sitting there like this. As I put it together, I feel like it's almost as if Pisces, you have some sort of a knowledge about something, knowing about something. There's something that you know, but you can't say anything or do anything about it. There's frustration, and it's almost like you have to rest on this. You can't do anything about it. I thought that was really an interesting split. So anywho, we're going to get into the reading. I'm going to go with the same course that I did with Aquarius, where I don't use any tarot cards for this reading. It's all Oracle. I hope I can do it. Because you're a very different energy than Aquarius. You're a very, I want to say a spiritually flowy. It's almost like Aquarius is very spiritual, but it's very intellectual spiritual. And yours is very emotional. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how it goes. I do have my teeny tiny tarot if I need to clarify anything. So yeah, I'm going to start with the archetype deck. I'm going to do the doggy cards, and I'm going to do the Oracle of the Radiant Sun to get it started. So let's go. Pisces, this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with you. If it does resonate with you and you are drawn to it, there is an extended. And the extended, we look at the in-between energy, because right now we're looking at current and future. We look at the in-between energy. Look at personal challenges, distractions to be aware of, and areas to focus on in your life while you're in the in-between. For sure. Okay, Aquarius, Pisces. That's so weird. The weird thing, okay, if you have any Aquarian friends, just be on your guard. I feel like their energy is almost overflowing. It was very strong in the reading. And I feel it almost trying to push through here a little bit. So I don't know, maybe too, if I'm dealing with some Aquarius Pisces cuspers, or some of you do have Aquarius in your chart. I feel like this is a very different reading though. It's weird. I almost just feel like I'm kind of pushing in. I don't really feel like it picks up that reading, but let's see. Let's see what your energy is right now. Oh, gosh. You have bully. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. Okay, this is really weird. Because I feel like Aquarius energy, I would describe it as trying to bully in on your reading. I don't feel like you're showing up like this. I feel like you're dealing with it, to be honest. That you might be dealing with people that are trying to intimidate you. This is it's happening to help you confront your own fears here. Your fears, which in turn end up bullying you. Oh, that's so weird the way that happened. Yeah, it's literally like someone trying to push in on something that's yours. Someone trying to push in on, it could be like if you're having a conversation with someone and you want to get some information out of them, or there's some knowledge you would like to share and exchange with them, and you're just talking one-on-one with someone, and all of a sudden someone else comes in, hey, yeah, I heard about that, you had this really great flow going on, and it was kind of like for you, which this reading is about, but there's this other thing trying to come in. Okay, so in the future, Mystic revels in intimate union with the divine. That feels like your energy. I just want to say, if I was just going to simplify it, it just feels an awful lot like your energy. But right now, You're dealing with something. I feel like something that's bullying you. Maybe it's a situation or a circumstance that you're tied to. Engineers at the bottom. Ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. That's really funny too, because it reminds me of what I was just talking about. You know, the example, you're talking with someone, you're trying to exchange information or get some knowledge. Like, it's like that. Like, kind of being very, very precise, kind of in your zone, but there's something else here that's pushing in on you. I don't know if it's an actual individual, a person, but what is happening is it kind of makes you feel like you've lost control over the situation. And it's triggering your own inner fears, and that's kind of bullying you, making you feel small, maybe? You know, because that scenario that I gave, it could make you kind of feel so, well, excuse me, I was standing here talking. But, I mean, you're not small. It's the person who intruded in that manner that is actually very small-minded to do something like that on that level. But it kind of plays on you a little bit. So let's go into the doggies, because they're going to give us some emotional input here for sure. All right, current, what you got here? Please yourself. This card is laughing me. It's laughing me. It's making me laugh. I have difficulty with this card right now because it came out. I have another channel, the Spiritual Chrysalis, and I do pick a cards, and I do other interesting things over there. And I did one for your next Vavavoom, and this card came out for what is this person bringing into your life? There was a lot of sexual frustration in that reading. And this came out, please yourself. So what? I'm going to need to sit with that for a minute. I think like what this is trying to say is that there's something going on that makes you feel less than or lack of. Like there's something that's out of your control. I really think here, it's kind of coming to the realization at the end of the day, you're the only person that can really make you happy. If you might be dealing with people or something that a situation doesn't jive with you or someone doesn't. But regardless of what they think, you are the only one in control of how you really feel. Gift of life. That's funny. That was coming out on a split too. Mystic. Hesitation and fun. Fun has been coming out a lot. Like you're hesitating to have fun. You're hesitating to engage in something that's new. There's something going on under the surface. I'm trying to reach for it here. I feel like I've really been dipped into the watery element of you. I would describe it as like if I was in a group of people with you and there was something going on. If I wasn't an intuitive person, and I think part of my own intuition is body language and social interaction, picking up on a lot of little things I do very subconsciously. If I didn't have that ability, I wouldn't know that anything was wrong. But I have that ability, and I would pick up on something and I would know something is wrong here for you. But for you, like maybe you're in that group where there's no one kind of like me, or has that ability, or like you, because I think Pisces is very much like that too. And it's kind of like, well, I'm left here to deal with this situation. And it is almost like the universe maybe is setting this up for you to kind of confront things that bully yourself internally here. Because I see a hesitation on you. It's the underline, a hesitation and fun. There could be fun here, but why not? Because there's something going on in some sort of dynamic. And it's really under the surface. That's what it is. Okay, I'm holding these two cards. Do you see the fun card? That's what it is. It's almost like you're in this group and everyone can see what everyone is doing. But it's a little bit like you getting a look from someone when no one else, like let's say person over there is talking. So everyone's attention is over there. This sort of individual is looking at you and it's a look. There's a lot that's said in the eye contact, in the expression, and it's so quick. Like nobody else sees it, but it leaves you feeling really uncomfortable. And you couldn't, like, it's not something you could explain to anyone. Well, it's the way he looked at me. When I looked at you like this. Oh, yeah, George looks at me like that all the time. He just stares into space. You know, like, there's something under the surface here that, and it's causing you hesitation. I want to say almost like maybe you can't read someone. And it's unusual for you. In the future, you have mystic and gift of life. I see this as you kind of pulling in and pulling into what you're familiar with and what, you know, nurtures you and what you can nurture. Sort of like going more into an energy like between you and the divine, your spiritual world here. And the physical part of your world is like, it could be your really close family. It could be just the people that you're comfortable with, because there's something new here that you're not sure about. You've got this happy face. I don't think anybody knows. There's something going on, Pisces, for you that I feel like nobody knows. But the right person could see it. But the right person isn't there to see it. Let me keep going. Okay, so in the current, I feel like this silence, this dead silence, it's like a pregnant pause. Like you're waiting for someone else to see this. Can't you see this? It's almost like being bullied with a really quick gesture. It's making me uncomfortable, to be honest. It's weird. It's like you're trapped in something and nobody can see it. Gosh, for some of you, it could even be something that happened like a long time ago in your life. And it's affecting you now, how you move forward. Why can't anyone see this? What have you been working on currently? Protection. Look at this. Moon in Aries. What have you been healing? Your riches. That's interesting. What is starting to blossom for you? Restlessness. Oh, that's interesting. It's almost like something has kept you, like, right? Protection. Something has happened. And it might not be a person. I just use that to make it like a simple analogy. But, I mean, it could be a situation. But it's made you protective. Like, that's what you've been working on. Protecting something here. You could be protecting your family from something. Because she's like, shh. Telling the other one to be quiet. Don't shh. Like, there's something here that's unspoken. That's what it is. There's something here that's unspoken. And you're getting restless. Oh, what did I say those splits were before I turned the camera on when I was pre-shuffling? It was knowledge, frustration, and rest. And now you have restlessness. Okay, what will you finish working on in the future? Isolation. Interesting. Okay, what will be healed? Devotion. Oh. Gosh. It's like the loss of a partner. Because look at this bird. I mean, there's so many birds, they say like mate for life, right? And this, actually, oh God, this reminds me of something I saw years ago. Going to a mall, and there was a Canada goose. Here in Canada, we have them all over the place. I know they fly south too, but there's a lot of them here. And they just walk all over the place. I crossed the street. It was a busy road, and there was 4 lanes of road. I crossed it, and as I got to the other side, there was a big grassy boulevard, and then the sidewalk, and then grass space, whatever it was. There was a Canada goose, and he or she, I don't know. I really don't know. Let's just say it was very defensive of anyone coming towards. And I thought, okay, sometimes they have a nest or they have young ones. No, there was another goose dead there, and I don't think it had blood from its beak or something. You could tell it probably got hit by a car, and it wouldn't leave. And it was very protective of, I'm guessing it was its mate, and it wouldn't leave. And it was the really saddest thing. And like, that's what that's reminding me of, like something. So in the future, what will be healed here? I think it's the end of a devotion to something. It's almost like something that's already ended. This bird's dead, but there's still a devotion, like not wanting to leave the side of this other bird. Oh boy. Wow. For some of you, I honestly feel like some of you have lost a partner at some point. And it might not even be recently, but it's almost like you're coming to, I want to say coming to the end of the grieving. Maybe is how I would describe that. But by coming to the end of the grieving, there's almost a sense of the loss in that. Because once you finish this, you know that you're going on to a new cycle. You know, like at some point I would guess that goose eventually left. They won't be going back. What will be ready to harvest for you is fulfillment. I'm really glad I didn't see that in the reverse, because it became something else in Aquarius. Resourcefulness and flattery is at the bottom. I think that feels, okay, I'll get into that in a minute. It feels like that's a new beginning for you. Now, and I'm coming out here with hesitation and fun. It's like it's peeking at you. It's like hesitating to go and have fun again, hesitating to live again. My gosh, what a reading, Pisces. What you've been working on is protection. I gotta say, I honestly feel like for some of you that you have lost a partner. Whether that is through death, whether that is through divorce, separation, I don't know. And I feel like protecting your family, protecting your little ones. And what have you been healing? Your riches. So this could be like a personal foundation. You're literally like your money. I mean, if you'd lost a partner too, then you have a single income. So, but like this is what you've been working on. You've been healing this part. So when you're healing it, I think you're solving it. And what is starting to blossom is you're getting ready to move again. Restlessness. You're getting ready to move and communicate. You know, and with please yourself, like, okay, so there may be people that expect you to stay sad or expect you to stay in this feeling of loss because it's familiar to them. It's not their grieving process. They're probably just projecting what they feel the grieving process should be onto you. But I see please yourself here as you, like, because there's a hesitation to have fun, but I think you're going to. I really think you're moving towards that again, to allow yourself to live again. Now it's interesting because these cards here in the future remind me of this. How I described them. This connection to divine, your own divinity, this intimate union you have with this, and the gift of life, like your family, what is close to you. This might actually be growing and expanding that. Because there's so many puppies here. Growing and expanding your friend groups, growing and expanding your social groups, right? What you're going to finish working on in the future is isolation. I think these are so interesting that restlessness is starting to blossom for you, and what you're going to finish working on is isolation. So you're really getting ready to go out and do things. And what will be healed is this almost like a devotion to a mourning process. That's what I would call that. Devotion to a mourning process of something major that's ended in your life. And sure, getting ready to harvest is fulfillment. That's awesome. I mean, this is a really good energy because you've been healing your riches. And this is real. I mean, we've got money bags sitting here with a ship coming in. Okay, this is the other thing I want. Resourcefulness and flattery is underlined. Hesitation and fun. That's your answer right there. You're hesitating to go out and have fun, and you're hesitating to, like, how do I start having fun again? Kind of be resourceful. And this is Cancer. This is Sun in Cancer. So this is like with your emotions, which is a really good energy that would suit you just so wonderfully. And the flattery is Venus in Gemini. So it is communication. Why did I feel like, oh, I know why. Because you have Mercury here with Aries. So communication and movement. Compliments will get you a big, long way. Any Gemini will tell you that. Compliments, they don't need to be fake though, and they never really should be. But an openness with your words and an openness with your heart. Where are we at here? Oh, okay, 23 minutes. It's not bad. It's like, this is such an interesting reading, Pisces. It doesn't have to be like a partner for you, but it's something significant. I really feel like it's something significant with gift of life. Like this is like a mother dog with all of her puppies. In here we have a mother protecting a child, the other child, shh, and like a tiger, right? Like there could be things lurking. We have to be quiet. There could be dangers. There's things that go bump in the night. Things are unpredictable. We don't know what's outside the door. There's definitely a sense of having a loss, having a foundation ripped out from under you at some point. Needing to protect what's left, what you have left. Needing to build up a foundation again. And having like maybe even isolated yourself to do this. I think if it's not those around you, kind of like used to you being in this, it's even yourself used to being in this energy of recovery, like an energy of recovery. But now, like, it's time to please yourself. It's time to have fun again. It's time to live again. It's time, like the isolation. This is like, look at both of these. These are two grieving cards. I mean, the one person that can't be consoled, they're crying, the other person's trying to console them. This one here, they've lost their partner and they're standing over there. And this is so much about like a grieving process. And they both have Saturn. Saturn in Virgo, Saturn in Libra. So constrictive. God, this is Saturn too. Saturn in Sagittarius. Look at how you're transforming this Saturn energy. The Saturn energy represented like an isolation, a constriction in terms of like what you shared with, how you shared your resources, your emotions, your feelings, your body, everything about you. And then this devotion, this Saturn in Libra, is almost like constriction in terms of, I want to call it alchemy, which would be suitable because we go into Sagittarius energy, which is the alchemist. And then literally, this constriction becomes fulfillment. There's a lot of Saturn. There's Saturn here. Oh no, that's Virgo. No, that's... Anyways, I got the planets right. It's Saturn. Oh, this is Saturn in Capricorn. Yeah. Because there was a restriction. There's been restrictions around you. Talking like there hasn't been a pandemic. But I'm not getting that. I'm not getting like these are what these restrictions are. I mean, they could be for some of you, but I think that this is something much deeper than that. But I see you coming out of it in a really beautiful way. This just feels like a beautiful process. This is so cute. I don't know if there's someone who wants you to come out and have fun. And maybe it's been trying to read that. Like, did you see that? Did you see how that person looked at me? I didn't see anything. What do you mean? Did you see how George looked? No, George and John. I gotta get new names. Oh boy. That's a really interesting reading, Pisces. I mean, good for you for what you've been working on here. I wasn't sure if I could pull this off with these cards. But it's just beautiful the way the energy comes through. I used the same decks for Aquarius and it was like thunderbolts of lightning. Very, very frightening. But here, no, it's just a beautiful story of Pisces. Pisces the beautiful, beautiful, pretty, pretty Pisces. It's like a pretty, pretty Pisces. So there, that's what I got. I'm going to do the in-between for you in the extended and see, you know, before you get into the future, what you got to focus, be distracted about, all that stuff. All right. Thank you so much, Pisces. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.